All right, howdy folks, welcome back. So here we are at July 31st to 2022, and you can see our loop playing there. And I'll let it run a couple of times so you guys can get a good look at it there. Okay, so not a lot going on here, but what I wanted to point out was this little craft right here at the very end. Two of them seem to pop out of there. So we're going to go over that for a minute and pause on that. Let me slide this down a little bit. Okay. So next, here we go. Here's our CME coming out, our instrument reacting to it. There seems to be a little something out here in front, but that's not what I was looking at. There seems to be something up here as well. Yeah, that's the one right there. And let me get a good shot of it right there. There we go. Okay, now bring it over and zoom in on it. Okay, here's our little craft that I'm talking about here. Let me see if I can scooch this up a little bit. Which better? Right there is better. So here, our little tic-tac shaped craft right here. And it's funny, on this red side, you can see something streaking right through here too at the same time this is coming out here. But this is the object I was talking about. And then as it proceeds out, there appears to be a second one behind it. We'll zoom back out here a little bit. And then progress a couple more frames. And then back here appears to be another object back there, another disc-shaped object right there coming out. Okay. So you put it back into motion here. And then you get a good look at these things popping out. Maybe I'll slow it down just a tad bit here so we can get a better shot of it. There we go. So now let's go to the very beginning right here. This is the first image at 00 hours right here on the 31st, and this event is already underway. This started to take place back on the 30th, and here we are at the very first frame of the 31st, and it's about halfway out. There appears to be something round in here. It's making these nice long about like a wake coming off of it. And then we'll go another frame. Here you can see it's darkened. Here's our round object right about in there. Let's go another frame. Okay. And then, oops, slide that up a little bit. Another frame. Here you can kind of see we have a kind of round shape right here. This first leading part of it is like a round bubble type shape, and then this nice defined wake coming off the back of it. There's this little streak right here that seems to be interacting. This thing right here seems to be leaving this little black streak as well. Okay, I'm back out of that a little bit. And since this event started on the 30th, let's go back a day and let's pick up where this started on the 30th. Boom, look at that big old CME right there. We're going to do a little investigating on that one too as well. Let this load up here real quick, and then we'll go through it here. Try. There we go. So yeah, there's a nice big old CME coming out, big half a halo CME. And I looked at stereo A. This one's not coming at us, even though it looks like it is coming at us. but on stereo A it's coming off to the left, so it's not Earth directed, this halo, this half a halo. But it's what's causing this half a halo CME that I want to point out here for you folks. I think you might be able to see it already just in motion right here. As it comes out, there's some kind of round object there. You can also see a secondary one. I don't know if it's the shadow image. Alright, let's back up here. Boom, boom, boom. So right here, out front here, is a round object. You can see it making a dent in the imagery that the computer does here. So let me zoom in on this one real quick too. I'll pull it up a little bit more so you guys can see this just a tad bit better. Okay, so here's our round object right here. It's making a dent in the instrumentation right here. And it's also causing this big old CME. I think there's a secondary one over on this side coming out over here that's causing the other half of this bubble here. In fact, that was the frame right there. Let's zoom in on this real quick for you guys too. Yeah, it looks like you can see it now. So here's the magnetic field with our core right here in the center. Let's see if you guys can see it. Right there. This little round object right here, right in the middle of this big old bubble that's coming out here. So that was the second object that's causing this other half. Because there's a little dent right here in this thing. So this one coming out is causing this round part, and this one coming out is causing its round part. They're connected together. And then as we go through this, you can see there's a little dark spot right in there. Let me zoom in on this for you guys as well, right here, so you can see what I'm talking about. Here's our object right here in the middle of this big old magnetic bubble right there. Looks like there's something going on up here. This could be a small little cluster of objects right here that's causing this one right there. So that was the 30th, and as it progressed, boom, there's another clear one right there. Okay. Even trailing little debris objects, it looks like. So we're having these round objects that are interacting with the sun, as well as UFOs coming out. And then here's another kind of an event, but it's really faint. You see some stuff squirting out the bottom down there. And then there's nothing going on right up here. It's just nice and quiet. But all of a sudden, this starts to show up. Let me go back a frame. Go forward a frame right there. Alright, so there's nothing really going on. But this object enters the outer corona and starts to make that nice bow, or that nice V-shaped wake coming off of it. So that was the opening frames of the event that I just reported on the 31st. And if I back up here again, you can see that there was no CME. So as we back up, there's no CME that caused this big old this big old V-shaped bow shock type structure right there. It's this round object that entered late. It didn't enter way in here or anything. It's entering in the outer corona, and it's making its little interaction in the outer magnetic bands or fields around the sun here, and as it enters in the outer side, it starts to show up way out here and then progress out. So let me continue. Oh, that was the last frame from that one. Then we'll go back to the 31st one last time here. We'll let that load up real quick, if it will. There we go. Let's try it again. Oh, it's just loading kind of slow there. Hang on for a second here, folks, while this loads up. There's the little UFO shape, a little object right there. The instrument's reacting to it, too. It caused a little CME of its own. When it came out, it caused this little reaction. And then back here, this little reaction is to either the tail of this or something else coming out behind it right here. Come on, thing, let's load up. Try one more time here. I wanted to show you the tail end of this event there, because it started off in the middle here. It wasn't like way down here and moved out like most of these objects we're used to seeing. It entered way up here and then made its own little wake heading out. And come on, no, this has got a ways to go. What's going on here? I'm always having technical difficulties, so thank you for you guys' patience and putting up with this. Over here, there's some kind of streak going through there. Let's see. Come on, let's go. Load this thing up. Looks like something faint going on up in here. Yeah, see the little wake that one left right up there? So yeah, there was another one that had exited up there. Okay, there we go. Here's the full loop now from the 31st. And let me get back down here and pause it on the opening frame. And right about there. Oops. So this is where we pick up from the 30th, the day before. Our object's nice and round. It's still there. It's still moving out, causing this huge wake as it leaves. And this nice dark streak right there. Whoopsie. Here, let me scoot that up for you. So it's leaving this nice defined dark wake now with this nice little black line, indicating that there's something there. Something is causing this streak down the middle of this. Something is causing these wakes coming off of it. It's not a typical looking CME. You can even see its shadow over here on the red side. Let me see if we can capture that just a tad bit. You can barely make out right here. Here's the nose of it, but there's a shadow in this plasma out here. And it's so far up in the corner there. Let's see, maybe I can squeeze. All right, can you, whoops. All right, can you see this little, here's the bow shape as it moves out. So the red side detected it as well. Then there's this little incident here. And what's weird is the shape of this this ribbon over here, how the sun's squirting out. Whoopsie, let me get over a little more. There we go. Get this out of the way. This little forked ribbon coming out here with a black streak right down the middle of it. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool little picture right there. What the sun looks like. It has these little streaks. There's two separate ones coming out with a black streak right in the middle of them right there. Hopefully the camera picks it up a little bit. Sometimes if I zoom in too hard it blinds the camera, but it looks like you can see it there a little bit. And that is this object right here coming out. You can see the instrument has these deep little indentations in it. It's reacting to what looks like a little round object right there. And scoot this back up and progress forward. So that moves on out. There we go. We have a second one right in there, it looks like, with the main one that we're focusing on right here coming out. The camera's picking that up. Oopsie. Just cancel that. There we go. And then we got this white streak coming off the top up here. Another little object right here that leaves a little bow shock wake to it. There's a shot. Ooh, there's a good shot of it right there. So let me take this over here and zoom in for you folks real quick. Can you see the round shape of this object right here? Boom. Nice and defined. And here's these wakes that are coming off of it coming down. So there are multiple objects, multiple UFOs, all coming out of the sun today. I don't know if they're coming out of the sun, they're brushing up against it or something, and they're absorbing energy. They're causing these CMEs and taking plasma with them. I'm sure they're, recharging these objects. These could be dead cores that are, want to be a burning star again, and they're stripping energy from our sun like a vampire, trying to reignite these little old stellar cores. Or whatever these are, that's a theory that could be happening here. And so there was that one. And then what was the last part I wanted to show you? What was last? Oh, yeah, I know. Let's continue on now, because let me shuffle this just a little bit better. Okay, so that one moves up and out of frame. Here, let me get back over on this side. You guys can see better. That was terrible. Alright, so there's the object up top leaving as it goes on out. Alright, then little things over here on the side. Not sure what's going on there. We got a little spitting and sputtering here. Something right in there. Looks up. Oh, here. Here's more of these streaks going through here. These big, long streaks of these objects doing whatever they're doing out there. Let me pull back so you can see that whole thing. There we go. So let's keep going. Then towards the end here, we're at 2312. We have another event going on as we speak. So that's the closing frame from the 31st, and we have another event happening, something spitting out here. On this red side, it appears that we have something up front here, which would indicate this little indentation over here on the red side. So I think our object's probably right in there somewhere, according to the instrumentation in this little dark patch here. Maybe if I back it up. Whoop. There's only 3 frames. Here's the second one, but you can make out there's some kind of curvature in here. I think there's one in that little patch too. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. Thank you, Bingus. It's good to see you, Watchman. Sweet Jenna, it's good to see you again, sweetie. Thank everybody for showing up here. I'm just doing a solar report tonight real quick, because I haven't done one in 2 days, and I want to do a little update. So right here, we have another event, which probably I'll be reporting on tomorrow when the rest of the data comes out on this one. So here we are at, let's start this again. Pull it down a little bit, center it for you folks right about there. And that way you guys get a good shot of everything that's going on. So yeah, like 1, 2, 3 UFO-shaped objects coming out on this side. 1 there, 2, 3, 4 it looks like. This one coming out up here that we are zoomed in on. This one over here that came out in the very beginning of this. So I mean, a lot going on in this day. It doesn't look like much, but there is a lot going on in there. So even stuff squirting out the bottom that's, oops, let me get that out of there. Even stuff squirting out the bottom that's kind of hard to see. There's something in there, it looked like. So crazy days. I mean, the sun is doing all kinds of weird stuff. We got stuff coming out, turning around, going back in that I reported on the other day. We got UFO shaped, tic tac saucer shaped looking objects coming out. We got round little black spheroid objects, all this stuff causing CMEs and interacting with the plasma and the magnetic field around the sun. So I think that's about it for tonight. Maybe, yeah, maybe we'll go just check stereo A of this day if it'll load up real quick. Sometimes that one's not too bad. Oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, here's this big CME coming off over here. You can make out our little object right there. Yep, it picked it up. You can see it right there on this side, right here. Let me pause it for you guys real quick so we don't miss this. Alright, so right about there. We'll back it up. I think you guys can see as I'm backing it up, this little dark dot right here. It's right there, moving. Right there, I'll zoom in, I guess. Okay, there's our little object that we were witnessing on the other satellite coming out right there. You can see it pretty clear from stereo A as well. And it has a different angle on it, so it doesn't capture everything. Sometimes it captures stuff that the other camera doesn't. It just depends on what angle this stuff's coming out at, but both satellites kind of confirm each other. They collaborate, confirm each other that this object is coming out and causing this CME. So, oh, wait. That was one last thing in there I wanted to show you. Oh, there it is. Just back up a little bit. So right here again, we have one of these little streaks. We always capture these every once in a while. But here's one of these streaks going pretty close to the satellite, pretty close to the camera, because look how wide it is. You know, we see these little streaks way up in the background. They're pencil thin, you know, like as thin as a human hair. We're here, we captured something moving through there. Anyway, that was all for the 31st there that I wanted to show you from stereo A. And we'll close off with, let's see if we can get this one going again, because this big CME right there, it's not Earth facing, but it is a pretty big CME. And it looked like there was multiple objects causing that, something going on up there it looked like too. So just crazy looking at all the stuff that's going on here. You know, some of it's pretty clear to see now. Other stuff's still clouded and shrouded in plasma or whatever, but we're capturing some pretty crazy stuff with these satellites, and I'm surprised that they're still showing us this, which is good. I'm thankful that NASA still provides these beautiful images for me to study and bring to you guys. So I think that's it for tonight. I just wanted to bring you a little update of the last 2 days. I didn't do one last night, so I figure I'd get you guys and round you up and show you a little bit of activity on the sun. So that's it for now. I love you all. I miss you all. God bless you all. And until my next video, bye.